Hi, this is Sanjay Gangal from AECCafe. I'm here with Jay Measure, Senior Application Engineer at ImagineIt. Hello, Jay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, Joe. How's the show been going for you?
Very well, thank you.
Tell me, what are you showing here at your booth?
We're showing the Leica P20 scanner and Cyclone and how to take point clouds from the scanner or over into another product like Revit.
Tell me a little bit more about this scanner and what exactly do you do with it?
The Leica scanner is relatively new from Leica. It is a very fast scanner. We would set the scanner, in our case here in this building, we would set it in the room here, let the scanner go around. The scanner will collect up to about 1 million points per second. And once the scanner finishes, we're able to take that point cloud data and get measurements or ship it out to another piece of software to create a model from it. Use it for existing conditions, things of that nature.
So these existing conditions can be inside, outside?
They can be inside, outside, they can be in the architectural space, the civil space, mechanical space, anything you really would need some sort of measurement for, we can use the Leica scanner for.
Okay. And what is special about this particular scanner?
This scanner is very fast, and it will measure up to 120 meters away. So again, in this room, we could scan all the way over to the other side of the room very easily just by hitting the go button and then be able to pull measurements. That way we don't have to send people out into the field. We don't have to send several people over with a tape measure and hope our measurements are accurate. They are accurate from the scanner.
So typically when using this, you would expect an empty building so you can reach all the different points in the building, or is something that you can also move it or push it in a cart type thing also?
Typically you hope for an empty space. If the space isn't empty, as long as the space that's occupied isn't necessary for measurement, we're able to go ahead and just remove that data completely from our scan. That way we're not worried about all that extra data. People walking by will kind of go by as what we call noise, and we're able to remove that noise from the scan completely once the scan's finished and we get it into Cyclone software.
And what do you use to process this data?
This is Leica's Cyclone software, just released as version 8.1. Mm-hmm. And then we also take that data over from Cyclone and into Revit and hopefully use like ImagineIt tools and scan to BIM tools.
Okay, and you got Scott Burke here, who will talk about scan to BIM tools.
Scott Burke is here. He's going to talk about scan to BIM.
Hello, Scott.
How you doing today?
Doing great. So Scott, tell us about this scan to BIM tool.
Scan to BIM, yes. Scan to BIM is a software that we have developed as an add-on to Revit, so Autodesk Revit. So what it allows us to do is to take the scan data that we've received from Jay when he scanned it through a Leica scanner or any scanning device. That scan data can then be brought into Revit. Our software will take that scan data and interpolate it. We're able to turn a scan surface directly into a wall. We're able to take a radius of points that are a pipe, and it will recognize it as a pipe and turn it into a pipe, or even a rectangular area and turn that directly into ducts. So not only we're not just tracing things anymore, we're actually turning the point data into real BIM objects that you can use for your construction process to confirm existing conditions, or even if you build something, you can then scan it to make sure that a floor actually truly is level, and then actually see what the deviation is of that floor from the actual ideal level surface to how far is it actual poured floor from the reality. So you can see that maybe it's dipping in certain areas or it needs to be more leveling done. So that is essentially what Scan to BIM does, is it allows us to pull information from those point clouds, convert them into point data, just take two planes and figure out where an edge is in that, and then use that information to create other BIM objects within the Revit environment. So to the best of my knowledge, we're the only ones that really have that full solution for all the objects. There are other programs that can maybe do pipes or do individual things. Our software really is that full solution to turn that scan data into something real. So that's essentially what Scan to BIM is.
And this data is generally used by architects, or used by people on the construction side directly also?
Yes, both by architects, and we work with firms who wanted to come in, even though an architect had already designed the space, they wanted to come into a space that was recently gutted and cleaned out, and they wanted to scan the existing conditions so that they could confirm that the architect had designed it properly and actually allotted the space properly, and there weren't any surprises like pipes that weren't known, or columns or structural elements that previously were not scanned or not included in the architectural documents. So I've seen construction firms come in to confirm that the design is correct and look for problems.
Is that the primary use, or they also use of it to actually help design to the next level?
Yeah, I mean, it is used to find an existing condition so that you can start there and then design within those enclosed spaces or exterior spaces, or you want to see how even the grade interfaces with the building, because it can scan that data, and our software can actually take those points and turn them into Revit surfaces, which are the topography in Revit. So I wanted to know how the grade, the dirt, the ground interface with the building that was already there. So I could look at those situations too, for maybe the starting of landscape design even.
So this seems like a pretty unique solution from Imaginate.
Yes, I think it is. Like I said, I've not seen anyone out there that has that full solution. There are other software packages out there, even Leica. We sell the Leica scanners, and they have a Cyclone program, which is very good. And it can create surfaces, AutoCAD surfaces, based on those objects, but they're not BIM objects. Ours is the only software that I know of that can create walls, columns, ductwork, pipes, conduits into the BIM objects directly from the point cloud without tracing it. It sees a radius, it assumes what the rest of the radius is, it only needs part of the arc, and it figures out the whole radius and says, this is probably a 6-inch pipe, would you like to create one? And I would say yes, and we'd put a 6-inch pipe there. So that's basically how that tool works in regards to piping.
That's pretty cool. Vic, how can people find out more about Scan to BIM on the internet?
There's two ways. You can go to YouTube and look up Imagine, or just type in Scan to BIM on YouTube, and we have a lot of videos there of demos and how the process works. You can also go to imagineit.com and look up our information there as well.
Well, thank you very much, Scott, for coming over talking to us. Have a great show.
Thank you very much.